Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the spookiest thing to hit the internet since Fogvid.
What the hell is Fogvid?
It's the Boo Berry Bank Liquor Movie Man Jamboree with special guests Shania and Mark Twain.
I am down with the sickness.
Oh, yes! I am your undead announcer, Bovan Fingerman, and I just finished watching every single Child's Play movie. Even the one where he shouts F-slurs at a Cracker Barrel waitress. Now please welcome your crepuscular host. He's more revolting than that one Cenobite who's got diabetes. It's blood-curdling Belly Boy.
God, I can smell him from here.
Shut up. Shut up. Okay, gang. I was really hoping I wouldn't live to see another Halloween, but here we are.
Barry, let's review Candyman. Bro, it's loaded with social commentary, and I got a lot of great jokes about bees.
Beads?
Bees!
Bees?
Damn it, Barry. I want to review the Alien franchise. Is it just me, or are these face huggers the most erotic thing you've ever seen in your...
God damn it. Old Barry's voting for one of them Pennywise movies, and I don't even care which one it is. Pennywise is the greatest movie monster of all time because he's so good at snuffing out them annoying shit-ass kids.
I think it's time we chose a movie that's not completely brain dead. Let's do Get Out.
Yeah, sorry, you chuds, but I get to pick this year's Halloween movie. Barry, would you kindly suck in that ample gut of yours and unseal my 2025 bingo card?
Sweet wet wiping Christ. Fly's right. He got 'em all. He called the Gulf of America thing and the election of a woke pope. He knew 23andMe would file Chapter 11. He predicted that Crawford would beat Canelo. He said that Tom York would ride the fence on genocide. And he called this whole Labubu craze.
How the hell did you prophesize all that, Fly?
Yeah, it's because you humans are too goddamn predictable. And this Halloween, we're finally gonna cover David Cronenberg's 1986 classic, The Fly, starring Jeff Goldblum and Geena Davis.
Barry, that's a narcissistic pick.
Shut up, Barry. Tell him about the cast.
Okay, gang. So every male actor under the sun was considered for the role of Seth Brundle, including Michael Keaton, Willem Dafoe, Mel Gibson, James Woods, Richard Dreyfuss, John Lithgow, and like a dozen others. Similarly, a bunch of different candidates were considered for the role of Veronica, including Jennifer Jason Leigh, Laura Dern, and Linda Hamilton. But as for the role of Stathis, Veronica's boss, yeah, he's played by John Getz, whom we on this channel actually find kind of underrated.
That's right. He plays the evil yet handsome mogul character in that Men at Work movie.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes who's got resting scumbag face, but he's great in the role of Stathis.
Yeah, okay, Barry, but who else we got?
Well, I guess we got this cameo by Canadian heavyweight boxer George Chuvalo, who plays Marky.
Yeah, George Chuvalo was a beast. That old boy took on Muhammad Ali twice and a bunch of other lethal motherfuckers, including Frazier, Foreman, Patterson, you name it. And not once during his 93-fight career did this bad son of a bitch hit the canvas.
Yeah, well, he's gonna take a pretty big L against Jeff Goldblum, but we'll get to that later on.
Okay, Barry, but what about the rest of the cast? I mean, don't we have Brad Dourif or somebody?
Well, yeah, great sweaty Buddha. The vast majority of this script is just 3 goddamn characters. We got Brundle, we got Veronica, and we got Stathis. And I guess that's about it.
Well, it makes sense that Brandler's a loner, but you're telling me Veronica doesn't have a single friend character?
No, she don't. And I guess that's by design because this is a movie about...
Now, Barry, shut up and tell him about the story.
Okay, asswipes. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about production, but we do have one surprising tidbit that some of you may not know. This film was produced by an uncredited Mel Brooks.
You mean that, Mel Brooks?
Yes, that Mel Brooks.
Bees!
Shut up, Bovan. We moved on. Mel Brooks wanted to remain uncredited because he feared the public might assume The Fly was supposed to be a comedy.
You saying it's not a comedy?
Smartass. But it's Brooks himself who coined this film's tagline, which is also spoken famously by Geena Davis's character.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Yeah. So this is one of them stories about a wayward scientist who goes too far. So in that sense, The Fly is a somewhat standard science fiction story, in the same realm as something like The Island of Dr. Moreau, or Resident Evil, or Jurassic Park, or whatever.
Seth Grundle's social life is almost as bleak as Barry's. And although he's on the verge of a groundbreaking scientific discovery, he's also a pathetic nerd cell. And he has no one with whom to share his glory.
And that's where Veronica comes in.
She's a journalist working for one of them big shit magazines somewhere in Toronto.
Well, what the fuck is a journalist?
That's right, folks. These demons want to keep you in the dark. Remember when people bought magazines? Remember journalism? There used to be this lady named cont'd. Not like today.
Not like today.
Yeah, so Veronica decides to write a bustle article on Grendel after he performs a tantalizing magic trick with her dirty underwear.
Magic my ass! Our girl didn't even get to come.
Unfortunately, none of Brummel's efforts to teleport the local prostitutes have been successful.
Yeah, well, he hasn't figured out how to teleport living meat. I mean, it's complicated. But Boss Man Stathis is buying none of this noise. He thinks Brundle's a grifter. Plus, he and Veronica used to bang, and he wants to go back to them good old days.
Okay, so let's get to the fun part. Eventually, Brundler convinces Veronica to write an entire book about his stupid teleportation pods, which he clearly ripped off from that Christopher Nolan movie.
However, Brindle does eventually figure out how to transport living organisms thanks to, poetry.
The poetry of the stake. So I'm going to start teaching it now.
Yeah, so Brundle and Veronica are so turned on by the baboon trick that they start banging and falling in love and all that. But when Veronica steps out on Brundle to confront her boss over some blackmail, Brundle fills his belly with the old loudmouth soup and decides it's time to do something very goddamn stupid.
That's right, and unbeknownst to Biddler, a very handsome and muscular fly has wandered into his teleporter.
Oh, yes. Congratulations, shit-ass. You got to have a cameo in a movie that nobody talks about.
Yeah, but that don't even look like you, Fly.
Yeah, because I was a lot younger, dumbass.
Jesus, kidney-punching Christ. Would you like your blowjob now or later, sire?
Yeah, see, you'll always be a hater, Barry. Till you learn to open up that fat heart of yours and respect your fellow creatures. You tubby gastropod-looking motherfucker. Anyway, ostensibly, Grumble's little experiment has been a success. And once he's satisfied that Veronica has not gone back to banging her boss, they reunite and bang some more.
Well, yeah, but something's off with Brundle.
Yeah, I don't think that's sugar he's heaping into his coffee.
All these years that I've been obsessively pursuing goal after goal.
Yeah, this old boy's coked up worse than the Micro Machines man.
Each one has dramatic details, terrific trim, precision paint jobs, plus incredible micro machine pocket plate.
Well, my favorite part is when Brimley does his gymnastics routine. Great gallstones of Christ! Just look at that sweaty belly meat.
Goddamn right. 1986 Jeff Goldblum can pour his sugar anywhere he...
Okay, we get it. Yeah, so Brundle is blessed with newfound strength. But his lovely body soon begins to deteriorate.
And that's because this is one of the most iconic body horror movies of all time, in the vein of the original 1958 filmic version of The Fly and the George Langland short story that inspired both.
Yeah, but it's also inspired by the Franz Kafka novella, in which Gregor Samsa finds himself transforming into a huge insect.
Don't act like you read books. asswipe. Yeah, so the rest of the movie focuses mostly on Brundle's inevitable disintegration. Thanks to that disgusting fly, his DNA has been re-encoded, and his body is now a revolting, cancerous slurry of human and fly elements.
Yo, I'm pretty sure that's racist, Barry. You're giving off some heavy anti-miscegenation vibes, bro.
Ah, goddammit.
I don't understand why you Puritans are so turned off by this movie. Look at those eyes. They're still so dreamy.
Barry, what's this old boy keeping in his medicine cabinet? Is that his hog?
I don't know, Fly. I just hope he's not keeping any Tylenol in there. I hear it'll make you obsessed with anime. Yeah, so eventually Veronica has to flee from Brundle. But there's a horrifying twist that no one could have possibly predicted.
Yeah, she prego.
Brr. Okay, I guess it's a little predictable, but it's still more horrific than any other aspect of this movie. The crying, the diapers. Her whole life is forfeit. And that's why this movie is a goddamn certified Halloween banger. And we also commend the fact that although Cronenberg makes a cameo in this scene, he's smart enough not to give himself a speaking role. Unlike that shit-ass M. Night.
These places marked in crops and such, none of them are really near water.
Or that other shit-ass Tarantino, who's a highly capable director but sucks a baboon's dirty dick when it comes to acting.
Shut up, Black. You ain't got nothing to say I want to hear.
Yeah, come at me in the comments, asswipes. Old Barry don't carry.
Okay, so we end up with this scene that's definitely not gonna be controversial.
I want an abortion.
Oh, shit. Barry, maybe we should just skip this part. I forgot about it.
Well, let's just hope Veronica hasn't been taking any Tylenol. I hear it causes autism.
Well, Barry, that's enough. I think it's high time we covered this subject of...
And break.
Well, what?
Ha! Beat you to the punch, asswipe.
Time to get paid!
Okay, kids. Today's episode is brought to you by our good friends at Smegman's, who are pleased as shit to announce a brand new product that's coming out just in time for Halloween. That's right, you lucky pricks! Say yes to bat bars. You thought bat meat could only be used for casseroles and fajitas, but think again. Smegman's bat bars are chock full of mechanically separated wild-caught bat meat. And each bar contains up to 20 grams of premium Chiroptera protein.
Bro, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in End of Days wouldn't eat this eldritch shit.
Each scrumptious bat bar receives a demi-glass of delicious bat gravy before it leaves the factory. Listen, for centuries, bat meat has been touted for its incredible medicinal properties. You can build muscle mass while also fortifying your immune system. Take 'em on hikes. Pack 'em into your kiddo's lunchbox. Hell, why not give 'em out for Halloween, you cheap suckers?
Yeah, they're actually pretty tasty, folks. Just watch out for the bones.
Yeah, the promo code is wing meat.
Game on!
Ah, Christ. I should have been a trucker. Just riding the open roads.
Oh, Barry, don't be ridiculous, bro. You're way too fat to be a trucker.
Okay, that's enough from you limp dick chuds. So with a story like The Fly, it's always interesting to see how the ending's gonna manage to resolve anything. Now, Veronica has not had her, procedure because Brundle-Fly swooped in and broke up the party.
Yeah, well, in the subsequent scene, Brundle gets the bright idea that he can save the day by putting himself in one transportation pod and getting Veronica and her fetus bug into the other. That way, their respective DNA will weave together into one glorious entity, and they'll be, well...
We'll be the ultimate family.
I don't know, Barry. This sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. Why does she refuse?
I don't know. Maybe because she doesn't want to become Las Plagas? Jesus, Bovon, go play some Resident Evil games. Maybe you'll learn something about genetics.
Yeah, so among other things, the third act tries to redeem Veronica's creep's divorce status. I mean, Brundle melts this poor fuck's hand and leg like a couple of cheap birthday candles.
Well, why can't we have just one movie where somebody turns into the good kind of eldritch horror?
Well, we all almost got that, you withered old pissbag. One of the original plans for the ending was to have Veronica give birth to a Brundle baby with beautiful butterfly wings.
Yeah, but it looked like shit, so they cut it.
Yeah, it's true. So, in the version that actually made it to print, Stathis wakes up, and even though half his body just got melted by a man-fly, he somehow has the presence of mind to free Veronica from her pod. And it's all because you greasy potato-brained humans are prejudiced against flies.
Nah, the fly's not what makes him horrifying. The reason it's scary is because he's trapped in a liminal space between fly and human.
Well, he's no longer sexy now that he keeps his dong in the medicine cabinet. And we can all agree that giving hideous people the old Dillinger treatment is the only humane thing to do.
Well, that is an undeniable fact. Ugly people deserve to... wait, God damn it. Okay, asswipes, let's check in with Al and see if he's got a nice, long, condescending lecture to grace us with.
Happy Halloween, Barry. I can tell you've been hitting the old candy corn casserole. Okay, so in David Cronenberg's The Fly, we encounter a meditation not merely on science gone awry, but on the eternal rhythm by which life itself moves, creation forever entwined with destruction. Seth Brundle begins his Kafkaesque metamorphosis with a blissful surge of vitality, a kind of ecstatic rebirth. His flesh is renewed, his strength amplified, his confidence downright intoxicating. For a brief moment, he touches what every mystic describes, the experience of being more alive than alive. And yet, as with all such peaks, this spiritual zenith is bound to find its nadir. The fly in the proverbial ointment is not only the insect man's mixed and matched genes, but the more fundamental truism that every victory exists beneath the shadow of the axe. But the real tragedy takes place far earlier in the film, when Brundle decides that he must perform for Veronica, dazzle her with his scientific parlor tricks in order to secure her love. In that desire to prove himself, he mistakes love's essence, which never needed justification in the first place. Put simply, his greatest error is not science, but loneliness. That insistent and isolated voice that tells him he must earn his worthiness by way of clout. In that sense, the telepod is not just a machine, but a mirror of his own divided psyche, split between communion and isolation, intimacy and ego. As Brundle's physical form deteriorates, he becomes emblematic of what all mortals must endure. The human form exists in a state of perpetual transformation, whether it be the subtle markers of aging or a spectacular and traumatic mutation. To that end, bankrupt Barry, growing ever older, ever fatter, is no different than Brundle.
Hey, I didn't ask to be in the analysis, asswipe. This is unacceptable, and I will not tolerate it for one more minute,
You see,
little smug shackers.
Barry's proverbial fly is time itself.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? Barry doesn't need a proverbial fly. He's already got me.
Oh, do be quiet. You all are suffering from a kind of eternal combustion. The cells of your pathetic bodies combining steadily with oxygen. A silent fire, the soft hissing of sand in the glass. We all metamorphose, and the only real question is whether we might catch a glimpse of that great winking cosmic mystery. For in doing so, we would finally understand that dying is part of living, and that dissolution is the twin of creativity. Perhaps then Brundle's flight was never intended as an escape from death, but a cosmic unveiling. To create is to destroy, to be reborn is to decay. In that recognition lies the strange mercy of Cronenberg's horror. He simply makes visible what was true all along.
Yeah. You think you're better than me just because you're in the afterlife? Okay, folks. I think it's fair to say that on the surface, The Fly is a somewhat simple tale. And yet, our experience of the film is deep, disturbing, and highly provocative.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to Aronofsky's Black Swan in that regard. You know, at its most basic level, it's about a ballerina under pressure, but then there's the obsessiveness, the repression, and the horror of Nina's final transformation.
Shut up, Marco. Old Barry's still in charge here. And so, we watch in horror, knowing that Brundle's metamorphosis. like Gregor Samsa's, is utterly inevitable. And yet, we can't help hoping that he might, somehow, some way, find a solution.
Yeah, that was very poetic, Barry.
Thank you, Fly. I wrote that part in the Burger King bathroom. There was no door on the stall, and these two little asshole kids kept trying to pelt me with M&Ms.
Nah, man, I meant your gut was poetic. The whole time you were babbling about the movie, it was all bobbing and rolling. It was like somebody filled a waterbed mattress with piping hot oatmeal.
Oh, and a happy Halloween to you too, asshole. Okay, folks, that's about all I can stand for now. We'll see you next time.
Well, Barry, what are you gonna do for your outtake? We already did the teleportation pod shtick last year when we reviewed People Under the Stairs.
Nobody gives a shit. Look, this next episode's gonna be loads of fun, folks. Marco and Bovan are gonna have a 90-minute debate over who made the best Neapolitan-style pizza, Ozzy Osbourne or Chester Bennington.
Barry, I can tie a knot in a cherry stem using only my penis.
Uh-huh. Yep, and then we're gonna live stream Shania's entire collection of...
What is that noise?
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Bro, do you hear something out there?
Oh, fuck me in the dairy hole. Why are all these freaks attracted to this apartment? No, goddammit! Let go. Tim Curry was way better. Yes, my God, it smells like shit! See, I'm still alive. You asswipes know how many times I've died? This isn't gonna stop me. Well, you really think I'm scared of this? I'll probably live through this, too. It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
No, Bovan, I already said no. Now listen, we all agreed that next time Barry died, you would become the host.
Who do I look like, asshole? Adam Friedland? You're hosting, not me.
Yeah, well, I do feel like I've already been this way. I want the goddamn manager because I am not paying for this. This place sucks. I guess it is kind of cold. I bet this was Marco's idea.
Okay, gang, who wants a nice cup of hot cocoa?
Yes!
Count me in.
I want it all over my face.
Come on, old Barry. You can do it. We've been all over this goddamn maze and we will find a way out. Shit, it's cold. What? Wait a minute. What in the kingdom of fuck is that supposed to be? Oh my God.
Listen up. Bovan's talking. Gang, the temperature in this rotten apartment is so high and life-sustaining that I'm gonna lie down for a nap.
It's true, Bovan. You know, I think I might take myself a nice warm bath. Hey, did Barry ever make it back?
Barry? Who in the fuck is Barry?
Oh, Jesus. I'm getting a little sleepy, but they can't stop me. I will find my way out. I always do.
I think you're the cause of all this. I think you're evil!
How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
I am a cage in search of a bird.
Anyone who has ever struggled with poverty knows how extremely expensive it is to be poor.
Say yes to heaven. Say yes to me.
These fragments I have shored against my ruins.